Welcome back to Lawn Dude on Earth. Thank you for listening to the show today. Let's see what topic we get into after the intro. Welcome back to Lawn Dude on Earth. Real time, I'm sitting here, 1 a.m., uh, 4th of July, recording this one right here. Just, um, just got a few things that I'm sitting here thinking about. Now, can I get your attention, please? Can I get your attention, please? This right here is a call to action. I'm not just calling out all those that this next topic is going to be talking or directly directed towards, but I'm calling myself out. If you aren't happy with something going on with your business right now, if you aren't happy with something going on in your life right now, this call to action goes out to you. Now, I can only speak for myself and myself only. I know I'm not happy with how my business is going, and because of this, it makes me not happy with how, I'm not gonna say how my life is going, but it definitely affects my life directly. Because if my business isn't where I feel it should be or where it should be, then it's obviously gonna affect your personal life. So the main issue with me, or for me, and it always has been, for my company, being in the lawn and landscape industry is cash. Cash flow is so doggone hard in this industry. I've done just about everything. I have 12-month maintenance contracts, you know, just 12 months out the year. I have prepaid clients that credit card on file. Every week you're charging a card, which so far has been the best system along, with your 12-month clients. And I have paid in full clients who pay in full, for a slight discount, 5%, I believe. Uh, and at the beginning of the year. Most time clients who do that, they'll send a check in December, January, and February, which is great because it helps you through the winter. As you know, snow has been, few and far in between in Northern Virginia, and from what I'm hearing, pretty much every other area. Either which way, the paid in fulls have been helping with these situations. So Um, I say all this basically to provide some context on what I'm getting at here with this call to action. But anyways, back to what I was saying with that. We the paid in fools are great. They get you to the winter. The only time they're not so great is when you get into like the summer, like now, you know, where you are charging some people still, 12 month out the year, same amount, fixed amount. Thinking charging, prepaid credit card on file each week, it's an okay payout each week, but it's nowhere near what it would be, like, say, if those paid in fulls were in there too. So it's a double-edged sword. It helps you when you get it, the winter time and you're already not receiving any extra or added income, but it slightly hurts you throughout the rest of the year, when you're actually doing services on the properties. So I say all that to provide the context that cash flow has always kind of been an issue. You know, I guess I could go ahead and call it an issue because talking to other business owners in the same field as me, it's it's an issue with everyone in the business in the lawn and landscape industry. So that is one thing I would say that definitely makes things complicated. You know what I mean? But my call to action is, man, if you have an option, which 9 out of 10 times we do, we're solution finders. That's what us business owners are. As a solution finder, do you have an option? Do you have um do you have anything that you feel like you can do to go ahead and improve your situation? Like I know in my situation, I'm sitting here talking about cash flow. Well, you know what? Yes, I can fix that situation. You know what I should and could be doing to improve? Well, for starters, while I consider myself Mr. Ace salesman, you know what? I had to take a deep dive on my salesman skills, and I'm gonna have to keep it 100 with you. My sales, no matter how my close rate has been over the years, my sales can always improve. So, marketing too, for that matter. I'm out here being Mr. like every other company. Let me go ahead and market right before it's time to do that service versus what a lot of others are recommending, which sounds a lot better to me, marketing year round, no matter how much work it is, man. I'm one of those guys that like to sit around and make the excuse and say, I don't have time to sit around and market. I don't have time, to do this, do that. Man, I don't even want to hear that, man. I done made stuff so simple for myself, and I'm calling myself out right now. I done systematized my whole entire system to where people can go to my website now. They can put my address. Put their address in. It sends out to me, and then from that point on, if it's a mobile job, I can Google Earth it. If it's an aeration job, I can Google Earth it. Plus, through Yardbook, which is a CRM we use, I have the pricing matrix. So, I can send a quote out right away just based off of their square footage. But when it comes to like cleanups, more detail oriented services, those are services I need to take a look at. Or if Google Earth doesn't show clear enough, like whether they have a hill, a gate, whatever, I gotta drive by. Anyways, I say all that to say there's absolutely no excuses as to why my own personal, game can't get better because it needs to, man. I call it a game because that's what it's like out here sometimes. It's like a game. You gotta find the best way to play it. The difference between this and an actual like game is, well, I guess depending on what the game is, it's a lot of people depending on you in this one. So one wrong decision doesn't just affect you, especially when you have a family. So I say all that to say, I'm gonna stop making excuses when it comes to that, man. God has blessed me to be in an age where, we have technology such as smartphones, iPads, whatever. It takes 5 seconds for me to pull out my phone, either take a picture of stripes I just did laid, you know what I mean, um, to shoot a quick little short and post that online. I don't even have to say nothing these days. It just takes no time whatsoever to do these things now. And yet, I still have the excuse that I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. Doesn't take long to do all that. I'm pretty sure I waste time doing things that, you know, I probably shouldn't be filling time with anyways. You know what I mean? Like time in the morning. I'm supposed to get up early and get to it. I could think of many times where I don't get right up. Well, there goes that time right there where I could have like had stuff ready to go. And the reason why I get so passionate with this whole call to action, the reason why I'm really calling myself out as much as, having this call to action for everyone else out here is because I'm not stealing from my family, man. That is like the saying that Tom Reber from the Contract to Fight, he says that saying so much and it resonates with me. When you're doing anything short of the best, when it comes to providing, then you're stealing from your family. We're not living the life that we feel like we should be living at this time, then I'm stealing from my family. So if I was doing my dead level best, I literally would sit here and go, well, I'm doing my best. But that's not the case. Because like I said, I had to take a deep dive and look at myself and say, we're not where we should be. What is it that I could be doing better? Or is there anything that I could be doing better? I just took a deep dive. I looked real closely. With a fine tooth comb, I went over the whole entire operation and realized there's a lot I could be doing better, which in the end of the day will put us in the best, well, in a great situation. And in turn, it will help the cash flow, which, will help the quality of, lifestyle. We're able to, I kind of hate that term, lifestyle, but in turn, will bless us to be able to do more all the way across the board. Because don't even get me started on the family side of it. Ah, boy, you done got me started on the family side. And this is directed towards the men. As fathers, we set the pace. We set the example. In the right household, your kid looks up to you. Yes, we need to provide, but no, we don't need to be gone all the time year round to where our kids don't see us. While these tough times are tough and, cash flow is tough in this industry, and I have every reason to work from doggone clock to clock, doggone 12 to 12 every day, working, doing something. No matter how badly I need to keep producing, I still put my work to the side and spend time with my kids all the time. And it means a lot to me to do so. I still remember growing up at times when, my mom and dad were tired and they didn't feel like doing things, and boom, they would just make the time to do it. I know there were times my dad was getting in from work and, we're talking about a bike ride. And he'd get himself together and then we would go out for a bike ride. And you know what? It's no different now. My kids want to do stuff all the time. Where I'm coming in from working in the hot sun, I don't feel like doing it. To be completely honest with you. And there have been times where like I'm not gonna. No, I don't. I prefer not to do that right now, or something like that nature. Then I see the look on their face, like because it meant so much for them for me to say yes to that. I see the look on their face and say, oh, you know what? Hold on, just let me get myself together, and then we'll go do that. I've seen enough of that once or twice to honestly not even get to that point anymore. Now it's just more so when they ask if we can do a certain thing, especially something as simple as, my son will ask, can we go out and throw the baseball? My daughter may want to work on some soccer stuff. The one thing they really ask a lot of times is, can we go on a bike ride? You know, nowadays, I really don't like to say no to things like that where they're actually trying to spend time with you, and at the same time, this is something that doesn't involve, going out and playing video games. Don't get me wrong, they ask me to play video games too. But for the ones that is listed, honestly, I can't even be mad with the fact that they're trying to be active and everything else. So I really try my hardest to not even say no these days, no matter how burnt out I am. Boy, am I burnt out some of these days to the point where I need to go right to the bed. But we all know that's not about to happen if you know me personally. But I try not to tell them no to those things. Most of the time, I'll probably say something like, "Not right now," or "Not right now at this moment." Just just give me a few, and I'll let you know if we go ahead and go out and do that. And I say that you know to with today being 4th of July, gonna be getting up this morning, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and tell them we're gonna go on a bike ride. You know, it's spending time with them. It's keeping them active, working out, exercising. It's also kind of, teaching them and instilling in them that it's no days off, especially for both of them who would love to be a lot better in their respective sports. And I would love to be there along the way to help them out. Because that's something that needs to be taught nowadays. I know when we were coming up, it was different. I played football, and it came natural to just hit the weight room to go work out, outside of sports. Nowadays, they don't really instill that at all. Coaching staffs, nobody. So it's up to us as parents to fulfill this task. Now, as you hear, I'm real passionate on this subject because I love being a dad. And end of my days, you know, whenever God decides that time has come for me, I would love to hear he was a great husband, he was a great father, he was a great son, he was an overall great person. But you know what? By the grace of God, I'm hoping my time is nowhere near it because I feel like God has called me to do so much more. So while I am here on this earth doing God's work, I would love those same things to be able to be said of me. He's a great husband. He's a great father. He's a great son. He's a great godfather. He's a great person, great friend, great brother. Because I don't want to be that jerk that only thinks of themselves. So while I mentioned the family side, one of, well, I would say the most important relationship behind your relationship with God needs to be your relationship to your spouse. Now, I'm not one of those, big burly guys who's going to sit here, yeah, man, screw your feelings. I don't do that. I don't profess my love. I'm a big tough guy. We don't talk about our love on here. That's not my style, man. And screw that mindset. If you've been on my podcast, you've been listening to all my podcasts, straight up, I have no problem professing my love to my wife. I love my wife, man. I love my wife. The day I met her in high school, man, one of, if not the best days of my life right there. Being married to my best friend, I love it. You just can't beat it. But one thing I'm going to say, with that being the most important relationship behind God and above your kids, always try to invest in your relationship. There's always going to be times where it's one partner possibly investing, either more, or one time when one partner needs to invest more because the other one's just physically and mentally drained. But that's why it's a relationship of two, really three, because you should have God in your relationship. Once again, call to action. I'm calling myself out here when it comes to that part of it. God being in our relationship, I need to do a whole lot better with my relationship with God. And that is something that I am honestly, you hear me right here, right now in this podcast. I am calling myself out on that department, man. I am going to get a lot better on my relationship with God. I'm going to get a lot better on studying the Word. I'm going to get a lot better at showing the example, providing the example for the family. As the man of this house, I should be leading the way on that. And I'm not doing my job there, but I will improve. I'm going to improve. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So as I improve in all these fields, I'm be honest with you. Once you improve on that relationship with God, you let God in it, everything else becomes a cakewalk. Everything else is a lot easier because that is the most key relationship you can have right there. It's your relationship with God. Everything else becomes a cakewalk. You got to invite him in to everything. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to hear me preaching, but you know what, man? I hate to say it like this, but this is my podcast. I know I don't have a whole lot of listeners either right now, but one thing I want to be is completely real, completely authentic when I'm on on these airwaves. If I can't be authentic on this, then I shouldn't even be on here. There's too many fake people out here pretend like they're the gurus, like they know everything. Some of them are good, some of them are great. I listen to a lot of them, but you know what? End of the day, God is the main one I'm listening to, and God is the main one I need to get better at listening to. So I pray that everyone can hear me loud and clear. And you know what? If this call of action doesn't fit you and you're doing great in business, power to you. I'm happy for you, honestly. And once again, if you want to conversate with me, cool. I know 5 Points. My buddy from 5 Points. I know he reaches out to me from time to time. I love our conversations. If you got something you'd like to add to this, or something that you might have experienced that you could talk to me more about, outside this podcast, and I'm always happy for that. But if this call of action is to you, please stand with me, man. Stand with me and go ahead and let's make changes. Real time, before before it became the 4th and it was still July 3rd. Once the kids start laying down for sleep, once the wife and kids, you know, once it became nighttime and everything, I got on. Went through my phone. I looked at recent pictures I took of certain properties. I took some short clips, created short, scheduled them out. I got some ads, scheduled them out going into next week. starting tomorrow, the day after the 4th. So I'm going to practice what I preach. Friday, I'm supposed to be off tomorrow. I changed my mind. I am now going to get up early and do a bunch of admin work. And by that, I mean sales. I've already typed up what I'm going to say to each client in the sales. I've already typed that up. Now I'm going to copy that and paste it into each respective email that I'm sending out to all these clients where I'm going to upsell. I have a good amount sitting in sales. Most of it's landscape enhancement type upsells. And hopefully I can close these jobs because I'm going to stop making excuses and start doing what I need to do, not only as a man of God, not only as a husband, not only as a father, but just as a man in general. Once again, a flawed man in America who is holding himself accountable for anything that I could and should be doing. Thank you guys for listening. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me that you guys sit here and listen to me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Can't say I ever saw myself here because I always consider myself an extrovert. We'll talk about that in another one. Or introvert, I'm sorry. And then one of my goals is to be more out there, work on becoming more of an extrovert, getting outside my comfort level. And this is definitely helping with that along with YouTube. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy your time with your family. And once again, this call of action suits you. Don't wait. Your time is now. Just step up your game. All right, y'all. Take it easy. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Lon Dude on Earth. We talk about all kinds of things here. The good stuff, the tough stuff, and everything in between. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and have a blessed day.